All right. Today we are doing 4.3, and this is what we are going to be doing. So we are going to solve two-step and multi-step equations and inequalities. The objective, the goal for today is to solve equations in one variable that contain more than one operation. So you might be adding and subtracting in the same thing and all that, okay? So number one, before we start, let's review our inverses. These are called inverses, or you can say opposites, opposto. Is that right? Opposto? So that would be opposite, okay? All right. So what you're going to do is opposite of adding is subtracting. Another word for adding is plus or positive. Subtracting is minus or negative. All right. So if you don't have that written down, please do so. And I'm looking for a red pen. Where's my red pen? Can't find my red pen. Let's do blue. Okay. Now, what is opposite of multiplying? Dividing. Very good. Divide. And sometimes you hear the word, instead of the word multiply, you may hear the word times. Okay? Times. So instead of multiplying, sometimes you hear the word times. An example of that would be like 2x. This means 2 times x. See that? Because they're next to each other, that means times. Okay? And if it's written like this means negative 4 times x. So you guys know this, but I want to review just to make sure. Okay? All right. None of those should have equal signs. It should all be combined like terms. Okay? You don't have to worry about opposites, inverses. All right. Over here, I forgot to give you guys an example. X plus 2. You see how there's a plus between them? Okay. What if you write it like this? 2 plus x. Do you guys see the difference in those two? See how there's a plus and a minus in this one, but not in this one? And that's how you know if you add or subtract or multiply. Because a lot of times students go, they would subtract 2 here instead of dividing by 2. That's a very common mistake. Okay? All right. Everybody good? Okay. Now, we're going to go to the next slide real quick. I'm going to actually move this over because I want to do this part. Okay. You guys good? Here are your steps. Okay? Step number 1. Why are you not working for me? Okay. This is what you do for your steps. It is not working for me. Never mind. I'll have to do it this way. Okay. Step 1. Combine, if necessary, distribute on the left side of equal sign. Okay? Oops, sorry. Here we go. Combine, if necessary, distribute first on the left side of the equal sign. There you go. Maybe I should have think about that. Okay? So you always, everything on the left, esquerra, you multiply. Remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract. You do that first on the left. Okay? You follow that order. Then you look on the right side of the equal sign. You're going to do PEMDAS. Same thing as what I write up here. PEMDAS on the right side. PEMDAS. Remember PEMDAS? Number 2. Remember what PEMDAS is? Parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, and then you add and subtract, right? Okay, remember all that from before? PEMDAS, that's PEMDAS. You multiply, divide, you do your exponent, you add and subtract, and you multiply, divide, and then you add and subtract. Everything on the right, you do it on the left, and then you do it on the right. Everything in esquerda, and then you do it in derecha. Okay? Separate the two first. If you will do that, you will never mess up. You good? I lost the red ink. I found my red ink anyway. Tell me when you're ready. You guys ready? Okay. Number 3. Okay? You're going to combine left and right side. You're going to combine the left and the right side by using inverses. You remember inverses? Opposite of adding, subtracting, opposite of multiplying, dividing. Okay? So, we're going to combine the left and the right side using inverses. Right now we only have one variable we're looking at, right? We're only looking at X, Y, A, B, C. In a little bit we're going to have 2 letters. Okay? Right now it's just one line. Now we're about to go like this. Slowly. And that's okay. So combine the left side and the right side by using inverses, opposite. Remember how we did that? Opposite of adding, subtracting. Opposite of multiplying, dividing. Your very last step, you should always do, okay? You're going to solve by dividing. This should always be your last step. Solve by dividing if necessary. Okay? Do you do this every time? No. But if you divide before everything else, before you do anything up here, it's going to be wrong. Okay? Division should always be your last step. And when you get done, this is what you get. You should have a variable equal a number. You will have a variable equal a number every time. All right, so your variable will equal a number every time. Now, make yourself a little note so I can remind you. Okay? Make a little note. Flip the sign, your greater than or less than sign. Flip the sign if multiplying or dividing by a what? By a negative number. Only when you are solving, okay? So flip the sign if you are multiplying or dividing by a negative number when solving. Flip the sign, the greater than or less than, if multiplying or dividing by a negative number when solving. Same thing if you have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Same thing, okay? It doesn't matter if it has an equal sign or not. So, you're doing good, Victor. I'm proud of you. You guys good? All right. So I just want you to have like step 1, step 2, because teachers goes up there and go, hey, do this, do this, do this. And you go, okay. And you don't know what you're doing. Now you can't go, oh, I do this first. Now I do this. Now I do this. And it helps a lot. Math is like this. You can't go from 1 to 7, then back to 4. Math is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. You good? All right. Let's do some math together. Okay? I'm going to read this. We're not going to do anything with it, but this is where you would use it. Alex belongs to a music club. In this club, students can buy a student discount card for $19.95. So you can buy a card for $19.95. This card allows them to buy CDs for $3.95. In your case, probably you guys now what? We stream everything, so you could buy a song. After 1 year, Alex has spent $63.40. Find the number of CDs that Alex bought, and you can solve an equation. Now notice, here's the cost of the CD plus C. Guess what C stands for? C stands for your number of CDs, or number of songs, okay? Plus $19.95. This is your original cost, right? And then $63.40. What is that? That is your final cost. That's how much you pay them before tax. Don't forget, we're not going to talk about tax here, okay? Can you now solve for how many CDs he have? Well, not right now, right? But you're going to learn how in just a little bit, okay? But do you see how you would apply all that? That's when you would do it. And we'll come back to this problem later on. Okay, you guys good? Okay, so, and what is math operation is this with a C right here? Is that adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? What is this? 3.95C. What math operation is this? It looks like this, $3.95 C. What math operation is taking place? Is that adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? There's only 4. So when something's next to each other, what is this? This is, see how it's like this? So guess what this is? Here you are multiplying. See how it looks like this? Okay? So when they're next to each other, it doesn't matter if you have a decimal or not. That's called a decimal. It's still multiplying. So when they're next to each other like that, it's multiplying. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that problem a little bit. Number 1, let's look at this. It says what? Solve. Why is it solve? What do you have to make it solve? You have an equal sign. So 10 equals 6 minus 2x. Okay? So let's take a look. I wish I had an orange. Oh, I have a blue. Nice. Okay. Look at the left side. Anything that you need to put together. Do you need to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? On the left side, izquierda. Just this. No, you're done with that, right? Okay. Look on the right-hand side. Anything you need to combine together? No. So you can skip number 1, step 1, and you can skip step 2. Okay? Now we're going to the inverses, which is step 3. You see that x, you see your variable? That's called a variable. Remember that? It never moves. It stays exactly where it is. Okay? Don't move it to the left. You keep that where it is. And what you want to do is you start from the number furthest away from that x. What number is the furthest away from x? 6. You see that 6? That is 6 minus 2x, right? Positive 6. What is opposite of positive 6? Negative 6. So I minus 6, minus 6. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. Cancel. Now, there are students who draw a line and then they do the math. Do you see it right there? You don't have to, but if it helps you, please do so. Yeah. So go from left to right. Izquierda derecha. 10 minus 6 is 4. If you need a calculator, go grab a calculator. Okay? What do you have left over here? Now take this negative. Always takes the sign in front. Okay. Now when you're done with that part, you see how you're done with it? Don't look at that anymore. Don't go back up and look, just look at where you are right now, okay? Don't go back up and say, hey, no, you're done with that. Move along, kind of like, finish, second period, okay? You're solving for x. X is right here. This is -2 times x. What's opposite of multiplying? Divide. So you divide by -2. What you do to one side, you do to the other side, just like that, okay? Notice I'm covering that up. I don't look at it again. Doesn't this look like what you did the other day? Does that look like it? Yeah, okay. Cancel. What is 4 divided by -2? -2. So, Tanya, I'm going to draw that line for you. See how to separate them? 4 divided by -2 is -2 equal, what do you have left over here? X. Do you have a variable equal a number? Do you have a variable equal a number? One variable, positive also. You are finished. Okay, just like that. Okay. Huh? It looks familiar? Oh, good. But I'm going a little slow. So maybe a teacher did it and did it real quick for you. Just kind of go, you know, but I want to make sure you know that what you're doing, each one. Do what?
I feel like I did it before, but I forget.
You forget. So this is a good review. Yeah, you've done it before. But I always want to give you a lot of practice, because this is the basis of algebra. You can't do quadratic and all that if you struggle with this. So we're going to take it one at a time. All right, let's go to example 2. Okay? If you want to rewrite it, it looks like this. Q divided by 15 minus 1 divided by 5 equals 3 over 5. All right. Okay. This one's a little different. You have more than one way to work this problem, okay? And I'm actually going to show you a way to do it that might be the easiest way. To some students, it might not be, but don't be scared of fraction. Now, that's a Q. This is a G. See how they don't look the same? This one goes to the front, this one goes to the back. And sometimes you'll see a Q written like this. But make sure you put this little curve thing there, because if you don't, it looks like a 9, okay? So just letting you know that. All right. 2 ways you can do this. I'm going to show you a way that might be the easiest for you, okay? So, do you see how your Q is over here? Can you put these guys together? Can you combine them? No, because the denominator is not the same, okay? Let me go ahead and add this part. The top number, the things on the top, is called a numerator. You remember that? The things on the bottom is called your denominator. Very good. So you've had this before, but it's like, I haven't seen this in forever. Top is numerator, bottom is denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1/5, because opposite of subtraction is adding. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. And that cancel. And there I'm going to draw my line. Okay? Bring down Q divided by 15 equal. I'm going to put a little pretty picture there. Now, do you see how these two are the same? Do you see how your denominators are the same? When they're the same, and you got a plus right here, all you have to do is add the top number. What is 3 plus 1? 4 over 5. Okay? That is the easiest way to do it. You have to make sure the bottom numbers are the same. All right. Do you see how you have a fraction equals a fraction? What symbol is between the two? What's equal sign? Anytime it's like that, you can actually do this. It's called cross multiply. You can only do that if you have an equal sign. If there's not an equal sign, you can't cross multiply, okay? And that's called cross. Why? Because it looks like an X. Multiply. That's what it's called, cross multiply, okay? You guys got a calculator or your cell phone so you can kind of do the math? Okay. What is 15 times 4? Okay. What is 15 is the same as 10 plus 5 times 4. 60. Very good. Here's the way you could do it. 15 is the same as 10 plus 5, right? What is 4 times 10? What is 5 times 4? What's 20 plus 40? 60. Did you know you could do your math like that? Yeah? Did you learn something today? Awesome. So 15 is the same as 10 plus 5. Because 10 plus 5 is 15, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. You can do it like that. All right. Equals 5Q. Okay? Does that look like familiar to you? How do you get rid of 5? I'm solving for Q, the variable. How do you get rid of 5? Divide by 5. Very good. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Okay. Notice I never go back and look at them. Once I'm done, I cover it up. You guys notice that? Because you don't need to see it again. What is 60 divided by 5? What is 5 times 10? It is 12. What is 5 times 10? 50, right? 55, there's 11. 60, there's 12. 65, 13, because you're adding 5 every time. You can think of it like that too. Yeah. Okay. Based on 10, 5 times 10 is 50. Okay, 60 from 50 is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So that makes it 12. Different ways you can think of. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're like, I didn't know that. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a way you can think the math in your head really fast. So 5 times 10 is 50, so I got my 10. 60 minus 50 is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 10 plus 2 is...
How do you get those points?
How did I get what? This 5 right here? Okay. I started off with this. This is minus, right? So I'm going to add 1/5. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. So these guys cancel to give you 0. I brought this down, Q divided by 15. See, I brought that down? And now look at this. You see how your denominator is the same number? If they're the same, just add the top. 3 plus 1 is 4. So now you're right here. Okay? Anytime you have a fraction equals another fraction, just 1 to 1 like that with an equal sign, you can do what's called cross multiply. Okay? So you go Q times 5 is 5Q, right there. 15 times 4 is 60. See that right there? And now you're going to, I'm solving for Q, 5 times Q, right? Opposite of multiplying is divide. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Yeah. And then that cancel leaves you with a Q. And 60 divided by 5 is 12. Yeah. You got it? Yeah. If you don't understand, it's a great time to ask. And then I can just go, okay. You good? All right. It gets a little easier. That's one of the hard ones. Okay? Here we go. Let's look at the next one. All right. You start off with, look on the left. Anything to do there? No. Bring it down. Okay? Nothing to do there. Look on the right side. Is there anything you need to do? Yes. You have to do this first, right? Now, look in parentheses, can I put those together?
No.
No. But can I multiply negative 5 times all of that? Yes. So you bring down this negative 5. See how you bring that down? Take the sign in front. What's negative 5 times 1? Negative 5. You're distributing. You're multiplying. Another word for multiplying is distributing. What's negative 5 times 2x? Negative 10x. Okay? And if, Tanya, you might want to draw your line right there. Okay? But you don't have to. I wouldn't do it here. Unless you're like adding and subtracting, I wouldn't add the line. Okay. Now, anything to do on the left? No. Bring it down. Anything to do on the right-hand side? Yes. What do you have? What can you combine? Negative 5 and negative 5. What's negative 5 minus 5? You owe me $5. Negative 10. Bring down negative 10x. Okay? Think of like, hey, I owe her $5 and I borrow $5 more. So I owe her $10 negative. Okay? I don't have $5. I don't have another $5, so I don't have $10. You can think of it. Oh, good. That'll work to go left. All right. You're done with that. Now look at this. Nothing to do on the left. Look on the right. Anything to do on the right. Do I need to combine any more? No. But do you see two things that are both numbers? Okay. So now this is where you use your inverse, right? Does x ever move? No. What is the furthest number away from x? This one. What's opposite of negative 10? Positive 10. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Tanya, that's where you would draw the line when you start your inverses. Start drawing your line in your inverses. I think that helps you a lot. Go left to right. What's negative 90 plus 10? Negative 80 equal, that cancel. Bring down negative 10x, right?
This is correct.
Okay. Now look at that. Does that look familiar to you now? So how you solve for x? Yes, anytime you move across the equal sign, you change your sign. This one? Negative 10? No, this came from here. No, you don't change the sign there because it's still on the same side. This one, William, see how this is a negative 10? You change it to a positive 10? Because basically what you're doing is you're moving it over to the other side. Yeah. This one you don't. You keep that sign the same. You don't change it. Okay? Now, what did you say? Divide by negative 10. Negative 10 cancel, right? Here's where Tanya would draw her line. Okay. What is negative 80 divided by negative 10? 8 equal, what's left over here? X. Do you have a variable equal a number? You are finished. And to check, you just plug it back into here, but we're not going to do that, okay? Not bad. Do you guys see how this is more than one step? You leave it just like this? 8 equals x? Yeah, you just leave it just like. What other one? Oh, those people? No, they can do it online. I don't stop because they're not here, sorry. Yeah, too bad. Should have been here. We have schools. There's reason for schools. Okay. So, your boss is not going to stop working and not send stuff out because you didn't show up for work. No, he'll fire you and find somebody else if you miss work too much. Doesn't matter what you do. All right. If I'm not here all the time, I call in sick all the time, they're going to get a substitute and eventually they're going to fire me because I miss work too much for no reason. Okay? You know how many days she can miss being an intern? She's not even getting paid for this. She's paying somebody to come here. She can only miss one day.
So she's paying someone?
Yeah, she's paying Arkansas Tech right now to do this.
Spent $2,300 this semester.
to do this.
Just to come here and not get paid.
Uh-huh. But she's learning a lot.
Yes.
She's getting paid to learn. She's paying them to learn. Okay? So, yeah. But like a job, if you don't show up, eventually you miss too many, they'll fire you. But I'm late. I was only late 2 minutes. Well, if you're late 2 minutes every day, 5 days in a row, you're late 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is a lot of minutes. No, you can do a lot in 10 minutes.
No.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right, let's look at this one. 6 times h minus 7 equals 17. Okay?
I read it good, but I'm not sure.
Oh, you did it? Go ahead, tell me what you did.
So, it started with the 7,
Uh-huh.
and I bring down to +7.
Oh, you made it a positive 7. Very good. Okay. Cancel. Okay, so you got 6, read left to right. 6h equals 24. Very good.
And I divide,
Uh-huh. By 6. Good.
and I bring down to
Bring down the h.
that equals 4.
You got it. Good job. You did it. All right. Add 7. You will never divide first. It was always add or subtract. Okay? Combine your like terms. And you only take an opposite if you're moving it across the equal. If it's on the same side, don't take opposite. Okay? Yeah. Good job. All right. Try this one. Try the next one. Now remember to distribute first. So 6x minus 42 equals negative 90. All right, you guys go ahead and try that. You're starting to get the hang of it. Very good. And just like anything, it comes with practice. You do not see an Olympian go and say, hey, I think I'm going to go do swimming. Hey, then I'm going to learn to do ski, alpine skiing and think I'm going to come get a gold without practice. You have to have practice, and they practice for years. You doing good, Victor? Awesome. I like it.
He decided he'll come in tomorrow, so that we can go through all this together.
That will be very good. Very good. Come in the morning, because I have to leave at 11:30. I have a swim meet tomorrow, okay? So come in the morning, and Miss Campbell will help you. She's a great teacher. I can tell already. If not, I will probably tell her to leave, but no, she's a great teacher. All right, she will be a great teacher. Okay, now let's take a look. William, what do you do here? Hold up? Okay. That's okay. We're learning. It's okay. All right, you ready? What do we do first? You multiply, very good, and you got 6x minus 42. Okay, next part. Uh-huh. Okay, and you made it what? Positive 42. Very good. And the cancel, right? And then what do you have? Very good. Yes, what's over here on the right? Huh? 48. Positive or negative? Now let's take a look. Which is bigger, 90 or 42? Negative's bigger. And you're adding and subtracting. Okay? That's all right. It's a common mistake. Now what do you do? Remember, we're done with that. This is all we're looking at, one at a time. Okay, do you add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Right here. To get rid of that 6, what do you do? Huh? Divide. Very good. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Okay. Now what? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What you get? 8. Very good. A negative and a negative is a positive when you're dividing, right? When you're multiplying and dividing. You're done? Very good. Awesome.
So,
Yes.
so, part of dividing,
Uh-huh.
when I do my mistakes, I have to change to a negative.
Oh, I messed up. Did you guys see me mess up? Oh, where did I mess up?
On the negative.
In the negative. What should this be?
Yeah, I was gonna
This should be a positive. Oh, good job. So what should this be? Not
Negative eight.
-8. I was seeing if you knew how to do it.
I was like,
Confused like,
I
But-
was gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
How do you get -6?
I made it up, which you cannot do in mathematics. Good job. Good job. I should make more mistakes just to see. I should do a problem and have like tons of mistakes and let you guys figure out the mistake. Very good. All right, now let's go to our inequalities. Okay? Not bad? Actually, let's stop right here. I'll do a video for this one later, and I want to get you guys to do your assignment, okay? Yeah, so we're going to stop right here. Your assignment will just be this front page for now. You guys good? Yeah, just this very front page. Uh-huh. So today's assignment, yeah, let's do these 2 pages. Today's assignment. What is today? Today is Thursday, 1/7, and let's make this due the 15th. Let's do the 14th, okay? 1/4. We'll make it due the 14th. We're going to finish this whole thing by next Thursday. Sounds good? So today's assignment and also today's assignment. Do not do the inequality yet. Don't do this page yet. We'll do that another day, okay? So Thursday's assignment. Today is Thursday, January 7. You need to complete pages 1 and 2. Basically the one that has boxes. Okay? Sounds good? So it'll be this page right here,
Do we show a problem?
and here's the other page right here. You have to show the work, yeah.
I thought we had to do that one from the top.
3 pages?
Yeah, just those 2. Uh-huh. Don't do the last one yet.
So we don't put spicy, medium?
Yeah, front and back. Huh?
So we don't put spicy, medium?
Oh, you don't need to worry about that. This means this. First column is the easiest. Third column is the hardest. That's what it means. Mild, easy, kind of, middle, spicy, hard. Okay? Harder. That's why. That's what that means. Okay, show your work. You know what to do. Okay? You guys good? You can do this. All right. Just do front and back of this page.